David Strickland was a 29-year-old American actor best known for his role as a rock journalist on the hit sitcom Suddenly Susan. After a weekend Las Vegas bender of coke, booze, and strip clubs with actor Andy Dick, David was found hanging in his hotel room, dead. Did David really kill himself? This week on Death and Entertainment.
Live from Los Angeles.
911, what is your emergency?
Here in Hollywood now.
2 counts of murder,
Injury and death.
Oh my God!
Shocking new details
that has stunned the entertainment world.
This makes me a little nervous.
The hair stood up on my arms.
Just like in the movies.
What do you call this thing anyway?
Death.
In entertainment.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Dipod world.
How you doing?
Hello there.
We've made it all the way to episode 30.
Woo.
Oh,
Whoa.
wow.
I feel like that's a big number.
Adulting over here.
We're out of our quarter-life crisis here.
Yeah.
We're just getting to our crisis.
Yeah. The crisis begins now.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? My name's Kyle Plouffe.
My name is Mark Mulcairn.
My name's Alejandro Dowling.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we are here for the 30th episode about David Strickland.
Yes.
I think you said this is a first in Dipod history.
Well, let's hold off. We don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, Kyle's just jerking off right when we sit down here.
Ooh, yeah.
Let's have a little
It's a
preamble.
first.
Like last week, right off the top, he's trying to get people to listen to another podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Or another movie.
Well, now I'm just teasing our own, so now people actually stick
that's
around.
True, but you're almost spoiling the tease.
Yeah, it'd be like if this week Mark is like, oh, by the way, there's a great new David Strickland miniseries on Netflix that y'all should turn to right now.
Pause this. It's coming out next month. Just pause this and go check that out. When
It's
it comes
really
out.
good.
It's called the Strickland Files.
Yeah. That's a good name.
It is.
It feels like a ripoff of X-Files, but like whole
it
different
is.
genre.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Just without David Duchovny.
Oh, yeah.
And aliens.
Oh, okay. Well,
Other than that, it's the same.
that's the sales pitch to the studio.
The truth
Yeah.
is out there with Andy Dick somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, guys, right now we are covering the day of March 22nd, 1999. A lot of stuff was going around this time. I remember 1999 very well.
Yeah.
In a couple of months, I will be going to Woodstock 99.
Coming soon to a pod near you,
Yes, we're going to be covering that at some time soon.
which Andy Dick performed at.
Oh, and it was
did.
awful.
How drunk was he that weekend, do you think? He was
You can't even.
in a different universe.
You can't measure that in Andy Dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can only measure it against other versions of Andy Dick.
At what point does Andy Dick say, all right, maybe this is enough?
Yeah.
Like
Never.
In a weekend like
Yeah,
this
when,
one.
When would he have said that ever?
The only thing he says is, people say I'm bisexual, but I'm trisexual because I'll try anything.
Yeah, that was like his catchphrase. I remember he was on the original Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher.
Oh,
and
really?
he had that same line.
Oh, God.
And then he high-fived with John Waters or something or some other person. But we
John
feared,
Waters. He's like, I'll try anything too.
Yeah.
As long as it's a dick.
we feared this is going to become the Andy Dick podcast. And it slowly is becoming exactly that.
It might.
It might.
Not that slowly. We pretty much jumped into it.
Yeah, we pretty much
With our
did.
Andy Dick stories. right
I
away.
got a couple locked and loaded. I'm sure you guys do too. Everyone in Hollywood, if you live here 5 years, you're going to have an Andy Dick story
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah, you'll run into him around town somewhere.
Yeah.
Also of note, we were talking about recently, I think it was on the Oscars episode, about Fanta.
No,
yeah.
that was.
Yes, thank you. I'm vindicated here, by the way.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
'Cause
No,
something-
it was not the Oscars. It was the one where you were trying to promote the Netflix.
Oh, Sousa.
Yeah,
Sousa.
Yeah,
Wallace Sousa.
Yeah. Fanta orange drink was made by the Coca-Cola Company to circumvent trade embargo laws, allowing the company to profit during World War II.
Speaking of
This
scumbag.
is from Sabrina Figueroa. Yeah, she said she heard it mentioned in the podcast and wanted to verify that it is correct.
I knew that. You guys didn't believe me.
But she said also the computer company IBM directly helped the intake of Jews and other prisoners during the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they counted all the numbers of the people.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you, Sabrina. She emailed us with this information.
Yeah.
She's also a fan of Clifford.
Yes.
Okay, well,
Good person.
that's where we depart.
And then she says, "Oh, I love all your episodes except Lil Peep."
Did she really say that?
Well,
Yeah.
she just said she doesn't know who he was.
No,
She's just too old.
she hates me.
Yeah, she hates you specifically.
I like we bring it up in a positive way. Now we've all turned on Sabrina.
She's like, fuck Sabrina.
Except for Kyle. Yeah.
No, Sabrina.
we love you, Sabrina.
I still think you're great, even though
Thank you.
hate me.
And thank you for vindicating me because I knew I was right, but I didn't put up enough of a stink because we were kind of rocking and rolling. I didn't want to stop the whole podcast.
You sounded sure, though. I believed you. You know?
Okay. Kyle's like, wait, that's weird.
I
That's
know.
not
Well,
true.
What? He was thinking of that Netflix
Yeah.
movie. He was trying
He's
to
like,
get
how do
people
we
to
push
watch.
this other
Yeah.
fucking series?
The strange part is, though, I brought it up as like a throwaway line
Yeah.
about something like Fanta being the sponsor.
Yes.
And then suddenly it turned into an interesting,
Tidbit.
Tidbit
You
there.
never know what you're going to pick up on.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of picking up on things, around this time, can we hear, Kyle, what was the most popular music going on the week of March 22nd, 1999?
Yeah, we are here. You said March 22nd, 1999?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to like this top five.
Do I
either.
ever?
Yeah.
Wait, now we're back like years and years from the Cardi B era.
Yeah,
there
this is
should
like-
be something.
This is
for
like
you.
my heyday. This
Yeah.
is like when I should have
Yeah.
been enjoying things.
Let's see. Maybe you'll like at least one of the songs.
Yeah.
This is a all-female murderers row here. We
okay.
got everybody's favorite Beaten Dog song, Angel by Sarah McLachlan.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Every ASPCA.
The Arms of the Angel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Every crying, beaten, shaking, terrified dog in a cage.
I'm sure that money doesn't go to the right place. I'm sure, like
No.
every organization like that, there's some real bad shit going on.
Yeah.
Woof woof.
Adopt a dog today.
It funds like a cartel somewhere in like the middle of South America.
Nobody likes my dog impression.
I like it.
Is there a dog in here?
Wait, that's a good dog impression. Wait, what's a dog?
They brought George Clooney in season 1 of South Park because he enjoyed the show so much, and they didn't give him any lines. They made him play a dog, and
I
literally just do
remember that. Yeah.
It was George Clooney.
Because at the credits at the end, it says in the dog George Clooney. I was like, wait, was that really
Yeah.
him doing that?
Which also was, I believe, 1999 when that happened.
True.
Number 4 on the Billboard charts is "I Still Believe" by Mariah Carey.
Okay, not bad. I like Mariah Carey.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, not that song, but you know.
I told you we'd find one that you like.
yeah. Number 3, "Angel of Mine" by Monica. Angel of mine.
Is she the one that died in the plane accident?
No,
Mark.
that was Aaliyah.
That was Aaliyah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and she was 15 when R. Kelly was like hooking up with her. It
Separate
was,
pod. We're gonna do a pod on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is another one.
They lying on me.
Yeah, they lied on me.
Wait, so you thought Monica was the one that died in the plane crash and married R. Kelly and all that?
How am I supposed to know?
What was I alive during this time?
Yeah. What are you lying on me?
That's an alternative history where
Yeah.
it was Monica that died.
This is the Mandela effect. they
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah. Number 2 is one of Dipod's topics that we covered, one of our stories, Miss Whitney Houston, Heartbreak Hotel.
Oh, man.
Yep,
Did Bobby write that with her?
possibly.
Probably not.
And number 1 is one of the biggest earworms of all time because this will get stuck in your head. Believe by Cher.
Oh yeah.
No matter how hard I try.
Do you believe it? That's a first auto tune or one of the first big auto tune songs.
I think
Yeah.
the first, huge
Yeah.
use of it.
I remember I went down to Fort Lauderdale with some friends, and that song was fucking everywhere. You couldn't miss it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That spring break, I was fucking that same time. I think I was down there. in Fort
with
Lauderdale.
what's his name?
Who?
Jeffrey Jones.
Yeah.
No, different trip.
That was a different trip.
Different
Okay,
trip.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
No,
were-
he was still there,
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw Jeffrey Jones every
Yeah.
trip.
lurking in the corner as
Where
that
we
song was
going?
playing and Mark had his shirt off on the dance floor.
Where are we going this year?
10 times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's how they secretly went on the trips together. Though they would both show up at the airport.
Oh, how did this happen?
Yeah, and then,
I just dropped my pants.
fancy seeing you here. Oh my God, we have the same hotel room.
So that is the top 5 Billboard charts.
I noticed that there were 2 Angel songs and 2 Believe songs.
Oh, look at that.
I mean, what's going on?
Wow,
And-
you're like the Rain Man of like knowing all these songs.
And Heartbreak Hotel when Whitney Houston died in a hotel. So
wow,
we got a lot of connections
And
there.
her heart broke.
That is true. Wow.
Because
it's crazy when you
wasn't
think
beating.
about it.
Hot Tub Hotel.
Or was it Monica that drowned in the bathtub?
She had the heart attack in the bathtub.
Actually, I thought of another connection. Brandy and Monica did The Boy Is Mine.
Yep.
And Brandy was a family friend of Whitney Houston's.
Yep.
And Whitney Houston and Ray J were fucking.
Yes.
Oh man.
And also, Brandy killed somebody.
Yes.
So she will be a future episode.
That is going to
Guys,
be.
we're drawing all these connections on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some red string.
Yeah, we're putting the pieces together here. Okay.
And a lot of good future episodes coming up.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, let's see what the movies were at this time.
Check them out.
Number 5, Cruel Intentions,
Love it.
based on The Taming of the Shrew, I believe. Right?
I think Shakespeare, right?
Something.
Yeah, something they didn't have to pay for. Yeah,
I'm trying to sound smart, but
Yeah.
I'm failing.
yeah. It actually was a fair. What am I thinking of? Not
Adaptation.
Adaptation.
Yeah. Kyle, can you confirm what it was based on?
It was based on Les Liaisons Dangereuses by
Dangerous Liaisons.
Pierre Choderlos de Laclos.
Is that the Michael Douglas movie? Dangerous Liaisons.
John Malkovich.
Oh.
I was close. Anyway, pretty good movie.
I liked it. Well, it was the girl on girl kiss. That one
Yes.
best kiss at the MTV Movie Awards.
Selma Blair.
See, I know all the important facts.
Yeah.
and Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Galar. That's what she calls herself. Howard Stern hates that.
I know.
Gellar.
All right, number 4, Baby Geniuses.
What?
A kids movie with Kathleen Turner and Christopher Lloyd.
Oh my God.
You never experienced this movie,
Never.
Kyle?
I definitely didn't see it, no.
Oh, it is frightening.
It
Because
sounds
the
like
effects aren't very good.
it's live action, right?
Yeah, but the lips move with the babies when they talk.
Oh, that's weird.
And they act like adults. It's very
That's
disturbing.
creepy, man.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh my
What is
God.
that? It's showing us
from the movie.
a
No,
photo.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
That's fucking crazy shit. We'll put it on the send it to me so I can put it
Yeah.
on the Instagram.
Oh yeah, there you
when
go.
we post it.
How would you even describe that photo?
Terrifying.
Like Baby Herman meets Freddy Krueger.
It looks like a baby that you buried in like the pet cemetery, and then you dug it up,
yeah.
and then that's what comes out.
yeah, it came back. It's not happy.
It ain't happy.
It
coming
looks
for
like Chucky if he was
Little
a baby.
Chucky, baby Chucky.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a movie they're gonna do next, Baby Chucky.
Baby Chucky.
Yeah.
We better trademark that.
Yeah. Patent pending. Warner Brothers.
Number 3, True Crime. Speaking of,
Is that with Clint Eastwood?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I'm surprised you pulled that out so fast.
Well, I remember that movie somewhat. I didn't watch it, but like I remember it existed.
And for the youngins out there,
Yeah.
the younglings,
Yep.
as Ewan McGregor says in Revenge of the Sith.
The younglings.
This is before Clint was respected again as a filmmaker.
Yeah.
He won an Oscar for Unforgiven.
And then he did Bridges of Madison County in 95
He
or something,
did.
96.
I guess that was sort of a hit.
Okay.
But that was kind of made fun of for being sappy.
I never watched it. It's just very
Wow.
slow and boring.
I just remember, all the
Yeah.
jokes.
True Crime was a box office bomb, it says. 16 million it made against its $55 million budget.
Yeah,
Ouch.
so he was making movies like that, like Blood Work, like
Yeah.
these thrillers that nobody cared about.
Yeah.
And then he went and did Mystic River finally years later.
That's what brought it back.
And and then after that it was like boom, 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 like $1 Million Baby.
It's weird how he decided like, oh, I'm gonna make good movies from now on.
Yeah. Because he was content making these old man thrillers like John Grisham style that nobody cared about.
Maybe he just needed like that inspiration, or maybe Dennis Lehane is the person that inspired him.
My daughter in there.
Is that my daughter?
He had lunch with Sean Penn.
Yeah.
And Sean Penn's like, I really want to smelt an Oscar one day.
I want to take a bullet for Ukraine one day. Whoa, why would you even do that?
Clint is like, I'll help you get an Oscar so you can smelt it.
Yeah. This is the weirdest conversation they had ever. Like, no one's on the same page, but they are. Somehow.
Why didn't they just want to make a good movie? For the hell of it. They had this weird plan.
They want to be involved in wars and weird protests.
All right, so number 2, analyze this.
Oh, yeah.
Which I've said to you guys, I think it's a classic comedy. I love it.
Some would say it inspired The Sopranos, but I disagree with that because I think Sopranos was already in the works.
No, it had already premiered.
Okay. Oh, it had it. Okay.
Yeah, because this is 99. Yeah, Sopranos was like January 1999.
Yeah.
So it was, if anything, parallel thinking.
You know who did work on that movie? David Mamet, the playwright.
Like a script doctor?
Script doctor.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He didn't get a credit on it, I don't think. But
well, it is a sharp movie.
it is.
Some people.
I could be wrong there. Maybe it was like J.J. Abrams or something. But go ahead, Kyle.
That's quite a big difference.
Big difference.
Some people also say about Analyze This that it actually inspired Analyze That, but I don't believe it.
Ah, nice.
Kyle had that one locked and loaded.
He's reading off the teleprompter.
Yeah, I wrote that.
No, I mean, you can imagine that meeting because Analyze This made a ton of money, which I helped contribute to, by the way, because I saw it in the theater.
Multiple times.
Wow.
Just the one,
get a
I was
credit.
satisfied.
Yeah.
But they sit down like, oh my God, the sequel. We'll say that instead of this.
Yeah.
Analyze that. It's perfect.
Should have had a third one. Analyze those.
Oh, maroons.
Analyze these.
Oh, bafungu.
Analyze these nuts.
It was Kenneth Lonergan I was thinking about. I knew it was a playwright that had contributed, but he actually did get a credit. And it's just weird, the writer of,
The Casey Affleck one?
Casey Affleck, Gloucester by the Sea.
Oh, Manchester?
Yeah.
Manchester by the Sea. Gloucester by the Sea.
Framingham by the Sea.
Yeah, studying by the sea. Yeah, that's the sequel. That's the sequel.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I ain't fucking leaving.
Was that sounded like the same guy from Mystic River you just did in Manchester.
Oh, yeah. My heart is broken. Is that my daughter's broken heart in there?
Is that my ocean in there?
Is that Casey Affleck hiding in there?
Why is he so small? But in Gone Baby Gone, he's beating up all these people in bars.
And putting his hands on women.
Yeah. Oh.
Hello.
Whoa, Joaquin, where are you?
Analyze these.
Yeah. Where you going, assistant? Come here.
What a nut, Joaquin.
Oh, yeah.
And Casey. Imagine those two fucking nuts together.
Imagine that conversation.
When they were doing that movie.
Oh,
I'm Still Here.
I'm Still Here.
That
yeah.
fake documentary.
Yeah.
Imagine those nuts.
Yeah.
When they were sitting around planning this thing.
Just taking bumps of coke. Like, who should we talk to next? P. Diddy?
Yeah, and he's like trying to get a hooker or whatever. Like,
yeah.
That was
It's
such
gonna
a weird
be
documentary.
the craziest performance art thing ever.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to do something that they're not. They're trying to do like, what Sean Penn and those guys were doing in the 70s or 80s. Like avant-garde, weird shit just to kind of like practice acting and stuff. And
Like the
going out
Beaver
on a limb.
trilogy. Is that
The
what you're
that's what
thinking
I'm
of?
talking about.
Yeah,
the Beaver.
yeah.
Remember that? Crispin Glover, Sean Penn, and I think maybe Nicolas Cage did one. I
No. It was just Crispin Glover, Sean Penn.
forget. Okay.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I first saw it in Madison, before it was that much of a thing because there was a This American Life episode about it. But wow. I mean, it just blows you away when you first hear about the story, and then when you see the movie,
It's weird. Yeah.
you've never seen anything like it.
Nothing.
Truly,
It's creepy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. In case you forgot, we were going through the movies.
Top movies. Yeah.
The top
March
5
22nd,
movies.
March
1999.
1999.
And now, actually, it's fitting because this is kind of dramatic. The number one movie at this time is Forces of Nature,
what?
starring Sandra Bullock
Okay.
And Ben Affleck.
Got it.
And David Strickland.
Whoa!
The subject of today's episode.
So this is what I was alluding to at the beginning of the episode. This is the first time that our current topic, our
subject matter,
yes,
or
our
person.
current subject is in the pop culture flash.
Yeah.
Especially that's the #1 movie. That's crazy.
Well, it's probably a reason why is because a person this young that just had a big movie come out usually does not die that quickly.
Yeah.
By choice.
Well, we'll see about that.
We'll see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's keep it open, to see what happens.
All right.
Okay, so David Strickland, you guys know that much about him?
No.
Besides Suddenly Susan. That's big
it.
thing. Yeah.
I knew him at the time because of Suddenly Susan. I was one of those geeky kids that was watching all those like Thursday night lineup shows.
Yeah.
I just watched a lot of bad TV. That's what I'm saying.
So David Strickland was born October 14, 1969 in Glen Cove, New York. Never heard of it. I think it's Long Island.
Glen Cove.
Yeah. His parents were executives, so they moved around a lot. They moved then to Princeton, New Jersey, and then to Los Angeles, where David went to high school at Palisades High.
This is also a recurring thing, isn't it? Where like Phil Hartman went all over and then stopped in LA and
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Brittany Murphy.
I actually had that here. Like a lot of comedians and just overall entertainers, they, I think because they feel the need to constantly entertain people to go to new places or have some and always like be tap dancing because they never know. They always have to ingratiate themselves to a new group of people and shit.
Right.
And a new scene. And, you just don't develop your own sense of self if you're constantly doing that.
No.
Yeah.
So that's David, basically. All
right. Good night, folks.
Yeah. Good night, folks. Yeah. So David was in a bunch of bands growing up. One of the bands he was in was with this guy, Bob Sheehan, who went on to play in Blues Traveler.
Nice.
He's one of the founding members of Blues Traveler.
That's awesome.
Another 90s staple like Suddenly Susan. So
give me a
in Forces of Nature.
around.
Why you wanna give me the round?
And they used the thin guy in the video, remember?
Yeah, there was just some random thing guy.
Instead of showing, what's his name? John Popper.
Yeah, because he was a big guy.
Yeah.
I like their music. Their first album was good. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they were kind of like lame in retrospect.
I still listen to them.
It was good.
They're all right for you though. Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta love Blues Traveler if you grew up in the 90s.
Yeah, I did. It takes you way back. The nostalgia just goes up big time when you hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seemed to be like growing up. He was that young dude that really couldn't focus on anything. Like, he went to various colleges, junior colleges, Santa Monica College, which is like it's basically a community college.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't finish anywhere, and he just kind of like fucked around for a couple of years after he went to high school. He did a ton of odd jobs and like random sales gigs. Then he started acting. He did something like 68 student films, which is obscene number of student films. Like,
yeah.
I think he just had that mentality. He just kept after it, just kept like getting better, knowing that the more you do, the better you get.
Like one of 68 is going to be Brett Ratner.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it's a numbers game, and maybe he just like that's the mentality he has. He just got to keep working. That's pretty much what he did.
Why not 69 though?
Yeah,
make it an even
one.
69.
Yeah.
Well, let's call Forces of Nature a student film, and then
Nice.
He took some LA acting classes, and he really honed his craft. I say in quotation marks.
So are you inserting a little bit of your opinion?
A little sass.
My critique, yeah.
Okay.
Is that a little shade?
Sass detector.
Yeah. Well, some people are good actors, some people are okay. Finally, he started hitting his stride. He got some roles on Roseanne.
Okay.
Mad About You. He did like I thought the bitch was white. My new husband's coming in next week. Oh yeah,
apology. I thought that
Valerie
bitch was
Jarry.
white. Her and Joe
My
Rogan.
daughter's a bitch.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Her daughter has just come out saying she was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And forced to go to this camp for like years or something.
Norm Macdonald was the only person who said, "Yeah, she's great." Everyone else is like, "She's a nightmare. She's crazy. She beat me."
That may have been a bit though, too. You never know with Norm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like very
Yeah,
sarcastic,
he's like, she
very
put
dry.
numbers on all of us.
Yeah.
Poor Roseanne. Her and Joe Rogan didn't get the memo that you can't. Now I don't want to get into it. Let's just say you shouldn't make ape jokes.
Yeah, Jesus.
Well, they're of a different generation, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, David Strickland also in Sister.
Sister.
Yeah. He didn't play one of the sisters. he didn't come in as the third sister in the second season. Until he got his big break with Suddenly Susan in 1996. This show was created by Clyde Phillips, born in Dorchester, Massachusetts.
Rat.
It was created originally as a drama, and then he adapted it after, like, I think the studio or his agent told him it'd play good as a comedy.
And it was called Suddenly Susan as a drama.
Probably a different title.
Suddenly Last Summer.
Yeah. The co-stars of this show were Judd Nelson, Brooke Shields, and Kathy Griffin. That murderer's row of
Yeah,
acting.
that is
Talent.
that is a 90s cast right there.
Yeah, that is the most 90s cast I think I've ever seen.
And
I don't
Judd
think I realized
Nelson-
that was Judd Nelson.
Yeah, Judd Nelson's actually 80s.
I know. I think a lot of 80s stars got a lot of replay in the 90s as like TV stars, like Michael J. Fox and like
Spin City.
Spin City, and who also replaced Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
Kind of came back into the fold.
But Judd Nelson wasn't quite as successful as other members of the Brat Pack.
No.
So this was a big get for him.
I think it was. I
Yeah.
think it was a big get for a lot of them. It was
Yeah.
definitely a big get for our subject, David Strickland.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
He was dying for something like more full time.
Because the rest of them are known already. Brooke Shields, since the Blue Lagoon.
Of course, yeah.
She was a
since
sex
age
symbol.
15, yeah.
I farted once on the set of Blue Lagoon.
Well, who's that?
The South Park movie. When she's, she's with Terrence and Phillip on Conan.
Oh, okay.
And then one of them just slaps her in the face.
Right. God, I love that movie. 1999 as well.
Yeah, that's correct.
So Suddenly Susan revolves around a woman who decides to leave her fiancé at the altar and then goes to ask for her old job back at a fictitious San Francisco newspaper from Judd Nelson's character, who's the boss. He says that she can come back, but she has to write about her new single life. That's the premise.
So it kind of beat Sex in the City.
It kind of sounds like it, but this is 96, but Candace Burchell had written that book a couple years earlier. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
And also, this kind of sounds like 5 other sitcoms from the 90s, too.
I'm sure
Like
that- yeah.
wacky newspaper behind the scenes.
Yeah. Wacky.
The
this,
Naked
yeah.
Truth comes to mind with Tia Leone.
Oh, yeah. They were all crap.
Yeah.
Except for the David Spade one and George Siegel. I really like that.
Oh, Just Shoot Me.
Just Shoot Me. That was a good one.
Another prime example. That was just trade newspaper for magazine.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah.
News
it's-
radio.
News radio
News
traded
radio.
for a radio show.
Yeah, but these were like these were like fucking cash registers
Yeah.
for like the studios. So they
Even
loved-
down to the people. David Strickland was the Andy Dick of Suddenly Susan.
Yeah, it didn't matter. Just interchange these types, and like everyone's making money. The actors are making a lot of money.
Yeah.
This is like the old days when there was only like 3 TV channels, and you could just make so much fucking money.
It wasn't quite like
No, but
the 1950s.
They had all. They had
there
all.
was cable.
It was cable, but they had all the pull in the world. They had like so much more
True.
viewership than
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
broadcast
then
was
like-
still
Not
running.
even.
like Battle Bots with Comedy Central. Yeah.
Yeah.
what was still running?
It was broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the time when, the Seinfeld finale could get 100 million people watching it.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Take that, Larry King.
Ah!
We went on top.
That's my Larry King, just an all-purpose old guy noise. Ah!
You didn't know this?
You survived the plane crash, right?
Correct.
He said that to Monica.
No, yeah. He said it to anyone he thought might have been in a plane crash. Travis Barker,
Yeah.
Monica, Judd Nelson.
He wrote that down.
Got confused.
Yeah. So when Suddenly Susan starts, it was like a modest hit. So what happened though is like It was a pretty decent hit. It got moved around the schedule a lot, so that kind of caused it to go down the ratings a little bit. The loss of David had like a huge effect on it. I talked to someone recently who didn't want to be named, who worked on this TV show as like an assistant.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
And they explained to me they came in season 4, and they said pretty much there was the morale was dead.
Wow.
It was just like
No pun intended.
no pun intended. But
When did he die? It's season 3?
4th.
Oh, he did die season 4.
no, he died at the end of season 3.
Okay.
So he died at the. I'll go into that in 1 second.
Yeah. But it just sucked the air out of the room.
Totally. He played this guy named Todd, who was like a rock critic who had ADD as a result of watching too much MTV, which is like
Hilarious.
it's weird. But if you listen to him, if you watch him act, that's kind of his basic mannerisms and pretty much how he is.
Caffeinated. overly
Caffeinated, maybe something else.
Yeah.
In real life, yes. But
Yeah.
We're not sure about the character.
Exactly.
That is such also a 90s premise. Like, oh, he has ADD from MTV.
I know. Yeah, that's like some old like network executive writing that character. Yeah.
The kids today, they're all watching MTV.
Yeah, their eyes are going everywhere. They can't focus. So David was he was a hit on the show. Well liked by the cast. Like he pretty much got along with everyone.
The comic relief of a comedy show.
Yeah, he was like a butt of a lot of the jokes. I feel like he was kind of
Yes.
like and he was fine with that. I think that's why like they liked him so much. Maybe
Yeah.
he was kind of like a clown.
Yeah, a
for
lot
them.
of physical humor.
A lot of physical humor. Yeah, he was on the show for 3 seasons, maybe 3 and change, actually. I have a clip here. Kyle, do you have that?
Yep.
This is where him and another, he is learning how to go on dates and dance with women on the show. And it's just kind of another example of how he was the butt of a lot of the jokes on the show.
Okay.
He's basically dancing in the office with one of his co-stars who's teaching him how to dance, but he's dancing so crazily.
Yeah.
No, you know what that's a ripoff of?
What?
Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
Oh,
probably.
Carlton.
You're still a little tense, okay? Just try to loosen up. Okay? Think of dancing as the most seductive
Loosen
form
up.
of foreplay.
Not helping. I'm always tense during foreplay.
Well, look, if you want to be successful with this woman, you have to abandon
laugh
yourself
track.
to the music.
I know,
You have
it's
to
so
surrender
obvious.
to its rhythms. All right? Well, this time, forget about dancing. Look into my eyes. Think of only becoming one with me.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. It looks like they're going to
You
kiss.
have really lovely eyelashes.
It's all gay joke. 90% of
Yeah.
90
Okay, now I'm a
sitcoms are
little
gay
tense.
jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
that's the hilarity ensued
Yeah.
after that. Yeah.
I like when the laugh track can't even sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're not going to get me to smile.
We're going to let these people know when to laugh.
Yeah, don't bother.
Well, that was smart though. Laugh tracks actually, there's something ingenious about that. It's very
There
cheap and
is.
shitty, but like it makes them money because it brings the energy up after the scene. So when you watch the commercial with Raytheon selling you a missile, you're enjoying yourself kind of.
There's a whole generation now that they don't know when to laugh.
Yeah.
They're watching these shows and they don't know when to laugh now.
Yeah.
And comedians use laugh tracks on their comedy specials.
Yeah, that's the
Wow,
worst thing.
That's a
Womp
dirty little
womp.
Well, they
secret.
call it sweetening in the
Yeah,
biz. Yeah.
Well, you have to have a little laughter
Do what
if
you
you're
can.
doing stand-up.
Yeah. That helps usually.
Yeah.
Helps you keep going.
Usually it's on the performer, but
So yeah, he was, like I said, he's like the butt of a lot of the jokes. He was cool with that. I think he was just trying to fit in, like moving from town to town and stuff. He was using those same muscles to fit in on a TV show, which he kind of for the first time had like a family, which is weird because like, he'd always had issues with like drinking, boozing, doing drugs and stuff. It's just weird that the moment that he does have that family, that entertainment family, he starts really like, going off the rails, basically.
when you hear suddenly choosing your family.
Yeah, exactly.
It was that Judd Nelson?
Yeah. Well, him and Judd
Pass the
Nelson.
breadsticks.
Yeah, they just went to Olive Garden, snorted coke off of breadsticks, I guess. I think him and Judd Nelson were like partying pretty fucking hard.
Judd Nelson was?
Yeah, I thought he was sober, but I think he got sober after the David thing happened.
Oh.
I have this clip of Judd Nelson, there was like a rotating cast of hosts for the TV show later that eventually went to Carson Daly. But before that, they just had like whoever was available to do it.
When Tom Snyder stopped.
Tom Snyder stopped in like in I think 98 or 99, and then they just had a rotating cast of people.
Oh wait,
who did
no, I think that was CBS.
That was the
you're
Late Late
right.
Show.
Yeah, right.
Oh, this is
So-
the Greg Kinnear show, I think.
Okay, so
Yes.
this was like the competitor to Tom Snyder.
Yes.
On NBC.
Exactly.
That
This is like the
became-
1:30 show.
Yeah,
no
the
one's
Carson
watching.
Daly thing. Yeah.
Yeah, no one was watching. So, so I think Judd Nelson's like, hey, why not bring on my buddy here, David Strickland, and we'll talk about we'll yak shit, talk about drug talk. 155. I thought it was an interesting tidbit.
I thought I had that job locked, but what the heck? Anyone can host an 11:30 show. But hosting a show at 1:30 in the morning every 5 years is a much bigger challenge. Now, you've seen my guest
clue what he's talking
tonight
about.
in shows like Roseanne, Sister Sister, and Mad About You. He currently plays the Generation X music critic on Suddenly Susan, and I play his boss. Here's a clip.
Hey, Suze.
We're getting meta here.
What are you doing here, Todd?
Clip within a clip.
Just
We
picking
are
up the
getting
new
there.
issue of Saltwater Sports Fisherman.
Nice ears.
He's dressed as a Trekkie,
You
by
must
the
know
way.
I'm doing an article on this whole Trekkie obsession. Todd, he's here. Bones is here. Be right there.
Just a little bit of the interview.
David
Hold on.
Strickland.
He just looks so nervous here, and Judd Nelson's so like relaxed and like whatever.
Judd Nelson, though, had a bit of the crazy eyes thing going on.
He did, yeah. But he was I think
Probably
he-
doing blow in the green room.
probably.
So, welcome.
Thank you.
Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah. So in a weird
They were just
kind of
doing
twist
bumps
of
in the
fate,
fucking
I
bathroom.
understand that you met
Yeah, exactly.
Brooke Shields many years ago. Something about a Princeton football game.
I did. I was like 7 or 8 years old. She was I don't know, freshman or sophomore in college, and I'd never seen any of her movies or even really knew who she
He's
was. And a bunch of
looking
my
down.
friends had said,
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
you
so
see
weird.
Shields over
Definitely
there.
nervous.
And she was attractive and huge, so I
Wet
thought she was somebody.
Shiny,
And,
wet forehead, it
they
looks
Yeah,
like.
his
Why don't you
jokes
go sit next
bomb.
to her?
They all bomb on this.
And I
It's
said,
awful.
sure, I'll go sit
Okay,
next to her.
let's
And she
hear.
was sitting there, with her hair, just watching football. And so I was like 7, and I went just and sat next to her, just like a total pervert, and just. And then I told her the story, like, when we met, and she just thought, oh, that's you. She like remembered that I was. You remember? Yeah, I was like a 7-year-old pervert.
No laugh track here. all right. Well, yeah, you get the idea. It
Yeah,
was
that was.
the entire thing. I watched the entire thing, unfortunately, but they talk about a story where they come back from Vegas and they were both like hungover out of their minds, and Judd Nelson's driving like 150 miles per hour because they couldn't get a plane back because they got up too late because they were too hungover.
They had to get back to the show.
They had to get back for the show. Yeah.
Oh my God.
yeah.
Wow.
And they couldn't.
And they're telling that publicly as they're still working on the show.
They didn't say they were fucked up, but they were joking like, yeah, we were hanging out in our rooms reading the Bible like we do when we go to Vegas. But you could tell, what they were probably up to. Is no good, ladies and
come on.
gentlemen. Yeah.
Yeah, you can, like I said, he had some crazy eyes going on there.
Yeah, Judd Nelson was a bad boy.
Just like his character in The Breakfast Club.
Yeah, Bender all over again.
The movie about family.
Cal stick with the family thing. So he was there to promote on this shit show, promoting like anyone was watching.
Shit show is a very good way to
But
put it.
this
The crowd in studio was barely watching.
Yeah, someone was mopping up in the background. The janitors are the ones laughing. He was there to promote his film debut. It wasn't Forces of Nature. It was this movie called Delivered. Which was
Not to be confused with Deliverance.
I'll read you the log line of Delivered.
It's the sequel.
He does say that.
This time, David Strickland's the one that gets it.
Yeah. And it's worse than the actual. Yeah.
And it's Ned Beatty on the other end. Or Warren Beatty is Kyle.
Fried potatoes.
Yeah.
Kyle would think.
Yes.
They're the same
Kyle
person.
only he only has enough room in his brain for one Beatty. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the log line of this movie. College dropout Will Sherman works as a pizza delivery boy. One night he delivers a pizza at the house where the guy who ordered the pizza was just killed. The murderer, Reed, soon realizes that Will is a witness and begins to follow him. That's the movie he did that he was promoting there. So that was his first movie, which is a piece of shit.
And that's a comedy.
It's supposed to be. It went over as well as that interview. Right?
Did that even get a release?
It did. It was released in either 98 or 99, but
I don't remember this.
It was probably like 3 theaters. Maybe not Fond du Lac.
Okay. No, not Fond. It definitely didn't come to Fond du Lac.
This is where Alejandro comes in with a Fond du Lac movie story.
What year you said?
98, 99 or something, yeah.
Yeah, I was probably seeing Godzilla.
Yeah.
And hating every minute of it.
But loving the soundtrack, P. Diddy. Come with me.
Yeah, I bought the soundtrack.
Me too.
So David had a lot of mental issues, if you can't tell already.
And you said he was already a drinker from his younger years?
Big drinker, big cokehead, I think it was.
From younger years, too?
Younger years, yeah.
Okay. He didn't, get into all that stuff after success.
Well,
This is the poster for Delivered.
Yeah.
Which I've never seen.
First of all,
the tagline says pizza in 30 minutes or death.
That is the cheapest looking design I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
That could not have been in theaters.
I think the writers and directors of this, Hollywood shot them after this.
That doesn't even look straight to video.
Yeah.
That looks like someone produced it in their basement.
Yeah. Straight to VHS tape that's buried.
Dude, my buddy just made a poster for us.
Yeah. That's like the videotapes in college people passed around. Like, hey, look at this shitty movie. I think he was not happy about that. So he had a lot of stuff on his brains, and
I don't blame him for that one.
He was bipolar, manic depressive. He struggled with alcohol and drug abuse, like we talked about. He was having a tough time because his parents were like big executives who were very successful, and he was like struggling.
Entertainment executives or just like corporate executives?
Just corporate executives, yeah. And I think he was just, they probably just like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's tough.
So they had money.
They had a ton of money. Yeah, they're living in Pacific Palisades, which is a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
He had recently stopped taking his lithium for his bipolar disorder, which is all this stuff like, success, going on this horrible later show, being in the public eye a little bit. I think once you that's going to fuck with your brain and stuff. Once you stop taking lithium to regulate those highs and lows, you're in trouble.
Lithium's hardcore, yeah.
So yeah, he was basically like a powder keg that was about to go off. And the fact that he decided to go into acting might not have been the most healthy move for a guy like him.
No.
It is possible that once he got this big gig and became famous, he noticed that it was something that wasn't going to fulfill him.
Yeah.
So once he had this show for 3 years and he's like kicking ass, maybe he's like, fuck, this is really not going to make me happy like I thought it was going to. Like it never is. They say that about fame in Hollywood and stuff.
Clearly, because that's such a coveted job to get.
Yeah.
To be the funny one.
Yeah.
On a funny sitcom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd say funny in general.
Loosely, yeah.
Yeah, not that was actually funny.
In theory.
Yeah, that was the intention. Yeah, and he was also disappointed because this was a big thing. We talked about that #1 movie, which was Forces of Nature.
Mm-hmm.
It comes out, I think, like 8 days before the incident we're about to talk about. And he found out when the movie is released. He goes to the premiere. He finds out he's basically cut out of the entire fucking thing.
Yeah.
Really?
I had a friend who was in a movie
filmed like an
that.
entire arc of a character and stuff with Ben Affleck and Sandra Bullock, and they just fucking axed him out of it.
Yeah, that happened to a buddy of mine. He was in the remake of The Room, or like the James Franco one. Yeah. And he said he was like a main character, and then he went to the premiere. He's like sitting next to everybody, and he was not in the movie. He had like one line after was like he filmed everything.
Oh man,
it's got to be heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when this happens, he's done 3 seasons of Suddenly Susan.
Yeah.
This is his first big movie, and he goes to the premiere thinking he's in a lot more.
He's like telling probably friends and stuff like, you're gonna love what I do in in Act 2. It's amazing. And then he goes to the movie with all these people that are there. Mm-hmm. Like imagine going to like the premiere that you've been waiting for your entire life, and then you get there with all your friends and your entourage and family and everyone, and like to have to sit there throughout the entire thing with you not being in basically any of it.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's fucking embarrassing.
I mean, there's
I'm like
worse.
the devil on his shoulder. Kill yourself.
Yeah. There's definitely worse than that, but
Of course, yeah. It's, you know,
Yeah, but when you have such high hopes for your movie debut or like your main major movie debut, it's with actual big names, it's going to be a real bummer.
and he is still in it though.
he's still in it. He still gets like the third credit, you know, third on the call sheet.
Because is he the one that's supposed to be marrying?
I think so. I didn't even see the movie.
What is he's somehow involved in the wedding party.
Okay.
And then Maura Tierney from News Radio and Liar Liar.
Who I love.
Yes, she's great.
She's from West Roxbury, Massachusetts.
Yep.
Yeah, she's supposed to be marrying Ben Affleck.
Yep.
And then Ben Affleck, on the way to the wedding, he meets the wild and crazy Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Who, you know,
she's a force of nature.
Yeah, she's a force of nature that
So we've been told.
that complicates his situation.
Yeah, and the rest is showbiz history, as I say. Yeah, the movie.
But yeah, David Strickland is then one of them back at the wedding, waiting for Ben Affleck to arrive.
Yeah.
Not a great role, but also to add insult to injury, he's cut out of a lot of it, but it also received really bad reviews.
Yeah, I saw that. The reviews were bad, but it was still number one.
Yeah,
Like,
it
we
was
just-
a hit,
you
though.
know,
It made money.
I think based off of the back of Sandra Bullock, not so much Ben Affleck.
Yeah, was he that much of a draw then?
Yeah, he was just an Armageddon. What are you talking
that's
about?
right. I don't know what I'm talking about. Clearly, I don't know anything.
So yeah, I guess around this time also, he was allegedly engaged to Tiffany Amber Thiessen. David was.
No.
He was dating her for sure, but some people say he was engaged to her. Some people say they were not engaged. But
what?
Yeah, and I'm like, who the fuck? There's a thread here in which I'm building on something.
Okay.
You know, it seems weird to me.
Yeah, so he's gonna marry Kelly Kapowski over here.
Yeah.
And he's got the #1 movie.
Yeah.
He was cut out of
Cut
it. but
out of
still.
it, of course, but still the third on the call sheet.
Kelly Kapowski is like one of the 90s like gets.
Yeah. And at that time, probably her prime.
Yeah. What's drawing this guy to be so sad and suicidal? Maybe
Get it together, man.
Yeah. And now this is the weird thing to me. All of a sudden, all this stuff is going on in his life. He's like, why don't I take a long weekend in Las Vegas with actor Andy Dick, who he met the week before?
That's it?
That's it.
Really?
They barely even knew each other.
Because News Radio was NBC as well.
Yeah,
right?
my theory is that they knew of each other.
I thought maybe they were buddies from the circuit of they're both on TV shows. On the same network
but
kind of thing.
like David didn't come through like the improv world, so he wouldn't really know Andy Dick through that. But
I
like
thought people on the same channel just had barbecues all the time or something.
maybe I think they had like
They're all hanging out.
I think they had network parties with all their main stars.
I need the laugh track. Actually.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
that's more appropriate. Yeah.
There we go. We found it.
Mark looked at me like, barbecues? What are you talking about?
I actually heard in an interview, I couldn't find it, but Andy Dick basically said once he became big on News Radio, he just decided this is great because now I can just get fucked up all the time.
Yeah.
Because that was his dream, just to have enough money to be famous and to be acting and making money and be on a show so you can just feel the comfort of just getting annihilated every single night of your life.
Yeah.
He's probably the most prolific comedic character actor that did that many drugs and also did that many shows and movies during the time that he was out of his mind bonkers on drugs.
I think he's just probably was an amazing auditioner.
He knew Ben Stiller and was on the Ben Stiller show. Knew the right people.
He knew all the right people.
But by 1999, he was so ingrained in the pop culture, it probably was just like, hey, call Andy Dick. Let's get him to do this character at this award show. Or let's get him to do a cameo in this movie.
Well, at that time, too.
buying the Coke.
Hi, guys. I'm buying Coke. I can't answer your call right now. I think there was only so many, like, really bankable stars. Like right now, you could throw a quarter, down Sunset, I'm sure you could find 8 actors that are, dying to work on something.
Right.
But at that time, it seemed like it was a finite number of like really strong actors that could do stuff.
We remember, though, Andy Dick was everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
For some reason, he was so marketable.
Yeah. He was in Road Trip. Remember that?
Yeah. He was in a ton of those kind of movies, just showing up to do a little bit. Or like the MTV Movie Awards, he was in the big Star Wars spoof in 1999.
Yeah.
You just turned on the TV and Andy Dick would show up somewhere.
I think because Ben Stiller was so big and like their comedy, like the Mr. Show, Ben Stiller show comedy, took over for the next 10 years.
Absolutely.
Basically, of comedy. And they probably killed it, because there's no more comedies being made now. So
Andy Dick got called by Eminem to play Marilyn Manson in one of his videos.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember that.
The Real Slim Shady. Yeah.
Oh, really? That's funny.
Yeah, he was constantly on MTV.
So this was Andy Dick's statement at this time after everything happened. There's a lot of characters of that.
Yeah, his lawyer just goes to a microphone and is like,
Andy has prepared a statement for the press today.
I'm so fucked up.
Give me my Coke. He said, truly though, he said, although I knew David for only a brief time, I very much enjoyed his company, doing drugs with him, and was looking forward to a new friendship. His death comes as a tragic shock to me. So this,
I didn't get to blow him yet.
Yeah. At some point, you got to realize, look at yourself in the mirror, like maybe it's you. You just meet someone and they die that weekend.
This is after the Phil Hartman debacle as well. So
a
this
year
is,
after.
Yeah. So he's involved with 2 very big deaths.
Let's remind the listeners in 10 seconds. Andy Dick was at a party for News Radio with Phil Hartman, and Bryn Hartman was there
all
too.
these parties, that's where things go wrong.
Andy Dick shared coke with her. It got her back on coke. She was whacked out of her mind months later and shot her husband, Phil Hartman, then herself.
This is a companion piece, basically, to the Phil Hartman episode, because I get a feeling a lot of bad things happen at these NBC parties.
Jesus.
They must have had wild fucking parties.
Yeah.
That led to these bad relationships and people getting together and coke and stuff.
And Andy Dick was the angel of death.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Time.
I think NBC was like killing people, Matthew Perry on Friends. Like he was like really fucked up on drugs.
Yeah. And Kelsey Grammer.
Yeah, Kelsey
He
Grammer.
would flip like Lamborghinis. And
yeah.
He was really out of his mind.
Well, to bring up Andy Dick again, what was that thing I wanted to say about
Wait, you said the statement, but what happened to David Strickland?
It's coming right
okay.
Okay.
Right around the corner.
That was like a little teaser.
Yeah.
So David seemed, like I was talking about with him and Judd Nelson going there before, he seemed to love Las Vegas and just like, I think he just like...
Why is that?
Well, obviously reasons why he was like addicted to drugs and stuff, but I think he had this kind of like romanticism with going there from being like a little kid. I'm sure like, not little kid, but like 17, 18. Like everyone has that destination when they're young where they have those nostalgic trips with their friends and stuff that they always remember. And I think he just so used to going back there. It was like he was so used to it.
And he's got a bunch of money now.
Now he's got a ton of money. Nothing's holding him back, basically.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, 3 years as a main character on a fucking union show.
And this is like
in the 90s.
Prime time, yeah.
Oh, he's making fucking bank. He's one of the major leads. Yeah, get out of here. Get over it. And then
get in here, kid.
Get in here. You got to think about Las Vegas around this time. This is like peak Las Vegas in in the world. Like that movie with Nicolas Cage is just coming out, leaving Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was another...
And Con Air.
That was another sad depiction of Las Vegas.
Yeah, and I think he wanted to live that version of Las Vegas, I guess. It seems like to me.
The Leaving Las Vegas version.
Yeah. So
But did it start out as the Con Air version?
It started out as like them just having like a casual hangout and getting drunk.
Yeah, like he didn't have this plan to...
Not that I know of. I think maybe spending 2 days with Andy Dick will do it to you. What are we doing next? So somehow on like the third night, they're out drinking and stuff, and they get separated.
Thank God for him.
They were at a strip.
Quiet.
They were at a strip club, and they were at a bar, and the stripper said David was really out of it. He had bags under his eyes and didn't look good at all. And she goes, "Are you hungover?" It's like, yeah, it's
no,
but worse.
He's still in it,
yeah,
honey.
yeah, I'm still going, baby. He's like, "Yeah, we've been partying all night, and I just don't feel good."
I'm positive that's not what she asked him. A stripper is probably like, "You got more Coke?"
Yeah, like who asked, "Are you hungover?" Especially on a night of like debauchery.
Yeah, she's gonna insult her customer. I don't think so.
You're forgetting though, it's the hooker with the heart of gold.
Yes.
That's what she called herself.
Last little whorehouse in Vegas.
Yeah.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah. That's the quote of a lifetime there. So between around 1 to 3 a.m., David walks into the lobby of a shitty hourly hotel in a seedy part of Las Vegas called the Oasis Motel. So it seems like David, he just splits from Andy Dick for some reason. We don't exactly know why. We assume why. He's terrible.
And for clarification, this is a week after Forces of Nature opened.
Yeah, this is the next weekend. Yeah. So I'm assuming maybe he's like, I want to go there and just kind of let my hair down.
Absolutely. I could just imagine, okay, I'm in a movie. It's successful. I was cut, though. That sucks. So I'm going to go party my ass off.
Kill myself with drugs. Yeah.
Get it off my mind. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that was the original intention, but maybe he just didn't know how sad this was going to make him. And
he's in Andy Dick.
He's stuck with Andy Dick.
He's probably thinking like, oh, this guy is kind of funny. This should be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe just looking at Andy Dick as a mirror of all your worst personality traits.
I don't know, and it was just them two. Like they drove up together.
Just them two. I think they took a plane together.
But it was them two.
Just them two, as far as I know.
Did they have separate rooms?
I don't know about. The weird thing is, he just splits off from Andy Dick.
Okay.
Andy Dick, assuming he's doing his regular Andy Dick thing.
They were both staying at the Oasis?
No, and I don't think Andy Dick was staying there.
Oh, okay.
I think David just started walking. He just started wandering around Vegas and just wound up there. This is the story I have. He wound up there, and there was a prostitute there, and she was in the lobby, and he starts talking to her, and then she's like, "Hey, you want to go back to my room here, which is room number 4?" And like they spend an hour together, and then he leaves, goes and gets a 6-pack of beer. Comes back, gets his own room, which is room 20, where he eventually that night between the wee hours of the morning on Monday, he hangs himself in that hotel room.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to have to go through my emails because I've stayed at the Oasis before.
Well, there's two. I went through all the Google reviews of this Oasis place. Is it shit?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You really stayed there.
Now it's nicer because it got bought out by Oyo.
Oh, you really have stayed there?
Yeah, it's across the street from the Strat. Which is where I usually stay.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a bad hotel. People have bad things to say.
Yeah, the Stratosphere is like the last main hotel and casino that you would think about, like with Vegas.
Yeah.
Everything after that, on the other side of the road, there's an IHOP on the other side of the street, and then all the hotels after that are just shit. Like, you go there to do drugs and fuck hookers.
Well, that's this place.
Which is what he did.
People put cigarette butts out on the bed and stuff, and they barely even clean in. There's like bugs on the in the hot tub. Someone on a Google review was complaining about bugs in the hot tub. I'm like, dude, why are you going to this hotel and going in the hot tub? This is not a hotel you go in the fucking hot tub with.
They probably didn't even clear David's body out of the room before the next customer. Like, don't mind the hanging.
They put a blanket over it. Yeah.
Don't mind the puke stains on the bed.
Yeah.
Someone just hung themselves,
Yeah, I got bugs all over my dead guy.
They didn't even
What is it with this hotel?
They didn't even clean my dead guy. They don't want him cleaned out. They just want the body cleaned.
Andy Dick storms in.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, David, there you are.
Ah, David, let's go. I got another place
I
we
ran
can
out
go
of Coke.
to.
You got any? He's rummaging through the pants pocket. He's like, all right, see you later. He leaves. He doesn't even notice.
He's non-responsive. This is a little factoid about the room, though.
Okay.
Strickland was apparently not the first well-known figure to die in this room.
In the same room?
What? A few months before, November 22nd, 3-time world poker champion Stu Unger was found dead there after a mixture of narcotics and painkillers aggravated a heart condition.
Wow.
Actually, that's crazy that you mentioned that, because I think I was doing the dishes or something the other day.
Yeah.
And I started thinking about the WSOP main event.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking about like, oh my God, yeah, that's a crazy story. Stu Unger would actually be a good subject for Death and Entertainment.
Oh, wow.
That's
and,
weird.
and I just thought this the other day, and now you're saying this.
Died in the same room.
I had no idea.
Same room 20 of
Just a few months ago.
Kyle's favorite hotel.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And
I don't know what's
add-
creepier.
I'll add to that factoid. He won the main event 2 years in a row in the 80s.
No shit.
Stu Unger.
It sounded familiar, the name.
He won the main event again right before his death, the year before his death in 1997.
Yeah.
So-
well, it doesn't, just because you're at the height of your success
that?
doesn't always mean you're happy, guys.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, the Oasis Motel has a Sweetheart's Wedding Chapel and Bridal Boutique. That's, has been in movies and stuff. But the Married in Las Vegas sign is right there, too. Which
okay.
people have taken a bunch of pictures with and stuff.
A nice, disgusting parking lot. Right
Yeah.
It is an ugly setting.
Ugly.
That wall.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Well, if you look at the room here, you could see the room that's where he hung himself from. There's a
God.
wooden, basically like beam that goes across.
Yeah.
And it looks like if this room was constructed for people that wanted to commit suicide. I'm surprised there's not like a little oven you could just stick your head in and stuff. It's like
there's no reason for those.
He took the sheets
on top.
He took the sheets off the bed and created like a little bit of a noose and just hung himself from that wood beam right there.
The bedspread he used.
He brooksed himself.
No, the bedspread would be too thick. I think the sheets.
The sheets.
Yeah,
okay,
the
and then he
sheets.
hung himself.
That's how Brooks Hatlin went out in the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, that's right. That fictional character everyone knows.
And Stu just died of a drug overdose.
Drug
right?
overdose, yeah, that aggravated heart condition that he already had. So he shouldn't have been doing the drugs, but yeah.
And a lifetime of drug abuse. But
I'm sure.
Okay, and so David Strickland, you think it was a heat of the moment kind of thing?
Yeah, I don't know. A couple things happened before that. Like when he was talking to that prostitute before, I think she had said, "Aren't you in on television or something?" He denied it.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, he had.
I'm not on Suddenly Susan. She's like, I didn't say what show.
Yeah. I'm not in that pizza murderer movie. I didn't say that, but I don't even know that movie exists.
Then he's like, all right, fine. I'm in Forces of Nature, the current #1 movie.
Yeah.
And then the hooker's like, that's funny. I went to see it. I don't remember you.
Yeah. That literally could have happened.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, that would have been his biggest thing that people would have known too. Yeah. If anyone doesn't, this all hinges on the fact that the person you're talking to has seen Suddenly Susan. Yeah. It's rare that's going to be the case.
Oh, you're Ben Affleck. I love you.
No, not. The room is still there. Actually, you can rent it for $104 a night right now if you want to. Go down there.
Sounds like Kyle did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you remember? What room number?
No, I'm gonna have to go through emails and see if there is a room number.
Oh my God! Because he was in 4 is where he was with the prostitute, and 20 is where he killed himself.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4 or 20.
Yeah.
Or even 19.
420,
'Cause it's
69,
right
69.
Do you remember any weird feelings staying there?
I just
Like
besides the rats biting you.
Besides disgust, no,
there's
not really.
A mysterious laugh track in the middle of the night.
Yeah. After you hang yourself. Whoa! Come on, guys.
Oh, hello.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy and Judd Nelson. So it was actually $64 a night in 1999. So it didn't really.
It's a bargain.
It's a bargain. Yeah. Get out there, guys.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's really sad. There's a creepy guy here who actually does a walkthrough of Kyle's favorite hotel here. So I have that here if you want to just play that.
Born on October 14th, 19 on the popular NBC show Suddenly Susan at the time of his death.
Hotel.
That same weekend, he apparently ended his life on March 22nd, 1999, at just 29 years of age.
29.
This is it.
It looks like a shithole.
All right, here we are at the Oasis Motel.
This guy's a creep.
And this is where David Strickland allegedly was walking up the street, came to the front desk. A woman recognized him, or thought she recognized him, asked him if he was a movie star. He told her no. They were talking for a little while. And at that point, she got a room.
Good sound quality.
4, they went into that
You can hear the construction workers.
He's not saying a lot of things. It was a prostitute who he went to the room with.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sound's bad on this.
Oh my God, dude. Why even bother talking?
The Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, a mini Statue of Liberty.
For the hour.
For the hour. It was an hourly motel then. Yeah, Kyle stays at hourly motels.
20. The picture you showed me of the room looked way nicer.
Yeah, that's what they say in the reviews. Yeah, the pictures look so much different.
You can hear the flies already.
Yeah, you could smell the death. Entertainment.
Wow, and what's with that wall art?
It's trash.
Yeah.
Fucking spooky.
Okay.
I don't know what's spookier, that or that guy in general.
Yeah, and he looked like Marilyn Manson without the makeup.
He looked like he was an aspiring magician or something.
Oh God.
Yeah, so that's the hotel room, which is
interesting video he made there.
Yeah, a lot of people, I think there's an actual nicer Oasis hotel, which people think it's that when they book it from out of the country and stuff, and they're very shocked when they get there and it's that shithole.
Okay, so that's I stayed at the other one then.
Okay, all right, there you go. Yeah.
There's
okay.
no way you would be at that one.
Kyle's trying to save it here.
That's true. Kyle's having a flashback thinking of what he was doing at the Oasis. He's like, oh, it was the other one.
Yeah, that's right, Mark. That's a ticket. So at the time of his suicide, people were like wondering, why would a young guy like this, engaged to Tiffany Amber Thiessen, big movie came out, big TV star, that's on its third season, going on fourth. Why would he do this? The Las Vegas coroner Ron Flood said, "We handle 300 suicides a year, and you can ask the same question about nearly all of them."
Wow.
The coroner also concluded that Strickland's body bore the marks of previous suicide attempts.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think he had tried before, and this was he finally did it.
Wow.
The Detective Peterson of the Las Vegas PD said, "Sometimes why is the one question we can never answer." But imagine being the job of a Vegas coroner. That would be the most insane job ever. And sad.
Yeah. You got David Strickland and Tupac coming through your office.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone who died is just weird.
Yeah.
Well, I posed a question here. Him and Brooke Shields, it seemed to me, were very close.
They were.
Yes.
How close were they?
The one weird thing I did notice was that when they were very close and hanging out and stuff, her and Andre Agassi all of a sudden get separated out of the blue.
Yeah, they were the big power couple.
They got divorced in 1999. Why is that? Kyle, can you play this interview with Brooke Shields talking about David Strickland, please?
With when he was around or just knowing he was alive. I just didn't feel alone.
He had a deep friendship with the show's producer, his glamorous boss and co-star, Brooke Shields.
He was bouncing up and down on these bounceable shoes, these sort of spring shoes. And it wasn't good enough for him that he was just bouncing on them. He wanted to bounce and disappear.
This 29-year-old actor was on fire with laughter and promise.
I was blown away by his energy and the passion.
Judd Nelson.
He would ask Judd to go to meetings all the time. He would call my mom, and he'd say, "How's it going?"
Her mom was
what step are you working on?
Addict also.
He was incensed when she didn't know the number that coincided with it, and I said, "There you have it."
Yeah. So she went on to say, "There's rarely a minute in any day that I don't have David in my mind."
Wow.
So she said that even after his passing.
So maybe they got together.
Because the next season 4, the story arc was going to be that David and Brooke were supposed to have a relationship on the show.
Oh.
Clearly that didn't happen.
Another thing I'm shocked. This guy, he's going to marry Kelly Kapowski.
Mm-hmm.
Brooke Shields is going to be his love interest on his hit sitcom. He's got the #1 movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Strickland was pronounced dead on that Monday. They did a rerun of the Halloween episode of Suddenly Susan, where he played, it was like a Halloween show. He played dressed as tennis star Andre Agassi in his younger days.
Oh.
And I'm just saying that Agassi had a house in Las Vegas also. I just want to mention that.
Oh, boy. What are you saying?
I don't know.
But wait.
You're out of the family.
NBC, you want some breadsticks?
Yeah.
That was an Olive Garden joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to support. So wait, NBC played the Halloween episode coincidentally the night he died.
Yes.
You're implying that Andre Agassi got to the NBC people.
I'm just stating facts. I'm just talking here, okay?
He saw the episode, the
Yeah.
rerun that night, and
Yeah.
then maybe murdered him.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it now.
We got
I
there.
get it now. Took me a minute, but I got there.
Well, on that Monday also, David was supposed to be in court because he had oddly enough, the previous Halloween, he got busted for cocaine possession. So he was supposed to be in court on that Monday. Brooke Shields went to court to be with him and give him support. He did not show up, and she had a private investigator try to find him.
Jeez.
And he did within hours. I'm like, this guy must be a fucking bloodhound and a half.
Yeah.
Because he found him. He was the one who discovered him in that hotel room hung.
Whoa.
Oh, really?
Brooke Shields, private investigator, who she hired from L.A.
Wow.
And how long did it take her to hire him?
I think it was like probably in the morning of Monday. It had to be because that's when the court date was. So it took only the guy a couple hours to locate him.
No, but why would she hire an investigator so fast?
I don't know.
There's another theory.
Ooh.
Maybe she knew what was going on.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, I really
No,
don't know.
I'm not.
But it's weird to me
implying
that she
anything.
hired a private investigator who okay, the chambermaid at the Oasis Hotel, Kyle's favorite place. She found him. Then the story was the private investigator did. But then the final story was the private investigator did because I don't know if the maid was supposed to go in the room. Maybe, but it's very
he
murky.
put up the do not disturb.
yeah. There's a lot of reasons to put that up
Yeah,
here.
you put that around his neck.
Yeah. He was disturbed, all right, this
Oh,
guy.
boy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Now that was too far.
Yeah. Yeah, either way, I guess these are just minor details in the entire thing, but it's a weird confluence of events that happened here with the
I mean, it is strange.
private investigator Andre Agassi having a house there, and Brooke went out there too a lot to Las Vegas. She also resided with Agassi at that other house sometimes.
So I guess it's just that knowing he's a drug addict, I could see why you would be worried when he doesn't show up for his appearance.
Sure.
But she hired the investigator very fast that same day.
Same day.
That seems...
Maybe she talked to Andy Dick and was like, hey, what happened to this guy? He's like, I don't know. And then she just kind of went on her own knowing that, he was in peril all the time. She probably knew his whole
You think
story.
she got a hold of Andy Dick?
Yeah, that's a good point. He's not picking up the phone probably.
Where's he at this moment?
Yeah.
You know?
Who the fuck knows? He probably wound up in a fucking dumpster somewhere. But he's always unscathed. That's the thing about Andy Dick.
David, where are you?
Yeah. People throw him off like buildings. He's somehow fine when he wakes up the next morning without a hangover, I bet.
He probably still thinks David's alive.
Yeah. He probably doesn't even know what day it is. So suddenly Susan posts David Strickland. The writers and producer got together to decide how to deal with David's death. Todd was the character.
Hi, I'm Todd.
I'm Todd. I'm the character.
I'm Todd.
They eventually decide.
George Carlin.
Oh, George
reference.
Carlin. Yeah. His brother just died. Rest in peace.
Oh, really?
His brother was a writer. Yeah, who was well known to some people, not a lot, but
Okay.
Not anybody here.
I've never heard of him, but I love George Carlin.
yeah, great guy.
Chuck Carlin.
Chuck Carlin. So with Suddenly Susan, they eventually decide to cancel the last 3 episodes. They had 3 in the can ready to go, and there's like, fuck it, we have to address this David Strickland, suicide. Cancel the last 3, and they create their own final episode of season 3, which they created this story where his character Todd just goes missing, and they're all together in someone's apartment worried about his whereabouts. The episode is named A Day in the Life, which includes specific details to celebrate his life with a montage with DJ Fatboy Slim, who is his favorite artist, I want to say, musical artist.
That works.
Yeah, Fatboy Slim. I thought it was the Chemical Brothers.
No, yeah. Very
Fatboy
similar.
Slim.
It was David Strickland's favorite in real life, too.
In real life, yeah.
I hate to say it. I don't want to cheapen it.
What?
But that is so 1999.
That is the most 1999.
He wouldn't be his favorite 10 years later.
Yeah.
Or 1 year later.
So this ended with an odd, prayer / seance scene. The episode is interspersed with like out of character interviews from like, I'm Brooke Shields being me now. I miss David because of this. Yeah.
Like they're talking heads.
Yeah,
it's really weird.
It's really weird.
That doesn't make any sense why they would do that. It's like, why not just have a news magazine type special about David Strickland where we're talking about him for real?
No, they want to mix in the actual show with
they mixed it into the actual sitcom.
It's so weird. I've never seen anything this bizarre. Kyle, can you play that clip, please?
Yes.
Well, I just had the worst date of my life. And why wasn't I invited to this party?
It's not a party. Todd's missing.
Missing? What do you mean?
He never showed up at the concert. No one's seen him in hours.
He probably just locked himself in his bathroom again. Or got lost at the mall. I mean, it's Todd.
Doesn't he like to go to the parking lot at the airport and watch the planes take off?
Track.
He only does it on dates.
Yeah, they still got the laugh track in there.
He's really looking forward to Fatboy Slim. I mean, this is strange.
Thank you. Okay, I was just talking to a friend of mine at the police department.
The police?
It's just a precaution. If he hears anything, he'll
Judd Nelson?
call us.
Yeah. Kathy Griffin's lines
As
are
you get
all
older,
just
you expect certain
repeat
things to
questions.
happen.
The
Yeah.
police
That's just
missing, dead.
But there are some things you're never prepared for.
So this is going into the real shit.
He's okay, right? I mean, Todd's always okay.
That was like the grandma
Of course he
best
is.
friend character.
Yeah.
What can you do besides sitting around here and waiting?
Okay, let's all get in a circle and hold hands. Come on, let's send out some positive energy. Come on.
I guess it can't hurt.
Actually, it might. I think I'm contagious.
That's okay, Maddie. I think we're all willing to take the risk.
Is that supposed to mean something
I
about
don't
this?
know.
I don't know.
Close your eyes and think good thoughts.
They're gonna need a lot of positive vibes to overcome
Yeah. Maybe life is about taking the risk when
the
someone's got
Andy
a cold.
Dick
Oh, yeah.
explosion in Vegas.
This is the end here. They're looking out as if it's spirits out there.
And they're supposed to be hearing this song.
Yeah,
That's
someone's
coming-
playing it outside.
Yeah, they're playing it
That's
outside
Todd's favorite song.
coincidentally.
Oh my God, this is so weird. I feel
That's so
uncomfortable.
Well, we'll have to tell him when he gets here.
Oh, yeah. He'd like that.
He will.
He will.
It's the things that you had a chance to say every day and didn't that you end up regretting. But ultimately, it's the things that he did every day that you end up remembering.
Montage of all this wild stuff.
I am called Todd.
I think it ends with like a sobriety hotline or something.
Oh yeah, let's go to the end of this clip. I think it ends with like a quote.
In the house.
It's a George Orwell quote.
The gods of comedy look down.
It faded too fast.
That's a bold statement.
All right, Kyle, now.
The gods of comedy looked down upon you and smiled.
Did he say that?
Not based on the montage you just saw,
Yeah,
but he was funny other times.
Poor guy.
No, he was
Yeah, that's-
good at what he did.
He was, yeah, and he was missed.
He seemed like a nice guy.
Yeah,
with
and I guess
a lot of problems.
I guess I would like the show I'm on to do something like that. Not the Fatboy Slim, but that's very of the times.
I watched the show.
You
as
did.
A kid,
You
yeah.
watched that live.
I probably did.
Wow.
Maybe not that season.
Yeah.
But, no, I watched,
Oh,
NBC.
yeah,
Must see TV.
Must see
Yeah.
TV. They did. It was Thursday night, but then but it's Wednesday too now.
Yeah.
Everything's must see TV.
Actually, Kyle, do you have that link I sent?
Yeah.
That's the NBC lineup.
Oh, wow. Yeah. NBC Thursday night, 1996. 7 o'clock, Friends. 7:30, Single Guy. Suddenly Susan, Men Behaving Badly. I guess they got
Wait,
swapped
they got
out.
3 shows there?
To explain that, it was always Friends at 7,
Yeah.
Seinfeld at 8. Oh, by the way, this is Wisconsin time.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So it'd be 8 o'clock in New York.
Yeah.
But we'll go with New York time. So the 8 p.m. was Friends, 8:30 would be random shows.
Yeah.
And then 9 was Seinfeld, then 9:30 more random shows, then at 10 ER.
Gotcha.
And so suddenly Susan was in one of those 8:30 time slots at first, which is when it was a hit.
Yeah.
It started being a hit. Then they moved it to Monday night
Oh, okay.
And that's where the ratings really dropped.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so then in its final season, or its second final season, you know, the last one with David Strickland, Suddenly Susan was in the 8 p.m. slot on Monday.
Yes.
So that was the Friends of Monday night.
I think that and the fact that David died was like the nail in the coffin, no pun intended. But after that, season 4, like everyone left. Judd Nelson left.
What's he got to do?
Who the fuck knows?
You know what I mean? Like, what business does he have leaving a network sitcom?
That's what they should have asked him there. I don't know. I guess
The Breakfast Club too.
Yeah. I don't think he had really anything cooking at that time.
No.
Maybe he thought he did and just didn't. Maybe he just doesn't care about show business or anything. But Andrea Bendewald, who was on the show too, I think she was one of the stars. She left. Executive producer Steven Peterman left, and Gary Donzig left. It was basically just Kathy Griffin and Brooke Shields there to kind of like take care of the show, and then they brought in Eric Idle also to fill the void. Yeah,
really?
In season 4, yeah.
Poor
he played like
Eric
an old
Idle.
rich guy or something on it. They were canceled mid-season on season 4, and the rest of the episodes were what they call burned off in the in the industry, in which they just they play them in the, like during the summer when no one else is watching, just because contractually they have to play them on air.
Oh wow!
So that's what they call burning off. I had to look that up myself. So
That's quite a compliment to bring in Monty Python to fill your shoes.
Yeah.
yeah, Eric Idle. I'm sure he needed the money. I guess
Come on. No, he didn't.
Of course he
He's
did.
just a trooper.
Yeah, you think those Monty Python residuals are really paying that much?
Well, he was in a lot of things, though, like Casper and...
Yeah, can you name 2 more?
2 more?
Yeah.
Of course. Honey, I Shrunk the Audience.
What?
The Disney World attraction.
Okay. He was in. I'll give you one. He's in European Vacation as the biker who gets hit by the family. But this is a big payday though. He must have
Simpsons.
He must have looked at that paycheck and been like, "Holy fuck!"
And he knows it's probably just going to be a season anyway, and there's no pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
John Lovitz did the same thing for Phil Hartman.
Yeah, he
in
stepped
news
in.
radio.
And they both killed the show.
Yeah, they both killed the show.
They got killed and they killed the shows.
Right.
He was in a lot of Disney stuff.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The only other thing I wanted to mention was this insane New York Post headline after David's death. The headline was "Druggy Suicide Actor Spent Final Days with Hooker." That's the fucking headline that the New York Post had. He was born in New York. They really eat their own over there in New York.
Just ask Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, exactly.
He's beaten reporters up in New York.
I guess after this, Andy Dick was not okay. He got in a drunk driving accident in which he hit a tree after news radio got canceled. So he took the news well.
Yeah.
He was probably reeling off this and a couple of other things. And I think we have Phil Hartman too. Yeah, 99.
Not that long
99
before.
was a crazy year, and it was only March.
Less than a year before the
Phil
Hartman thing.
Andy Dick had a rough 1999, but I'm sure he kept rocking and rolling still.
He must hate that Prince song.
Which one? Oh, around 1999, we're
Yeah,
gonna party.
we're gonna-
Yeah, I'm sure he did party like 1999 every day. Can you play that David Letterman clip?
Yeah.
What was the problem? Let's get right to the source. What was the problem?
Alcoholism.
Alcoholism. You're an alcoholic.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my name is Andy. And thank you. And
It's a
thank
good
you.
bit. Yeah.
Well, I actually have 34 days today sober.
Well.
I love how we cheer that on every time a fucking celebrity says that.
Yeah.
Who filled my mug with gin? That Paul?
Hilarious.
No, not funny.
That was a bit.
Wasn't me.
Yeah, good
Not
one,
funny.
Andy.
Wasn't me. Well, whoever it was, not funny.
He's right about that.
So what is it we heard about? There was
Drinky, drivey, crashy, crashy.
Oh yeah, drunk driving is so hilarious.
I know. Make fun of it.
You only
You
could
did. You should know better
maybe
than
kill
that.
somebody when you're
Yeah,
doing that.
asshole.
Kid. How old a guy are you?
33.
33 years old.
33.
All right. So
I know,
okay. So now what I heard was the car out of control slams into a pole and then you take off. Did that happen? Did you just run away?
Like he remembers.
Yeah, right.
No.
Someone's gonna
they
applaud
call
that.
it fleeing, but I didn't flee. I
Right.
was I did crash the car. Okay.
Right.
There's a lot of things that they say that are true and not true, and I was walking.
Excellent
I was
opportunity.
walking
Let's
to my
set the
friend's
record
house.
straight. What is a
we're probably going to
misconception
do that in court. Okay.
Audience,
you still have to
they're
go
always
to court.
confused
Well,
at Letterman's show whether to laugh at what.
Let's go.
Well, that Seinfeld thing that just happened, right? No, that was a different time.
You mean the Michael Richards?
Yeah, that was way after. Yeah.
Time for this?
There's a chance.
And the intern
anything
thing.
could happen.
Really?
Anything could happen.
Ooh, I don't see you doing well in prison.
No.
I see him doing very well.
I see him thriving.
So yeah, that's it. That's all I got here on the David Strickland death or murder. We don't know.
To be clear,
Andre Agassi.
Yeah, who murdered him in your conspiracy?
I can't
view?
legally. I can't say, but like, where was Andre Agassi? That's my question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Allegedly, supposedly, Andre Agassi.
Yeah. Who hired this private investigator? Like, who paid for it?
Yep.
Like, yeah.
But then the
I
other...
was at home shining my head.
Getting my shine box.
The other suicide attempts, though.
Yeah, that's true. Like, what accounts for that? Who knows? Maybe someone else tried to kill him another time. That's in this very vague theory I'm just throwing out there as a possibility.
Was Hillary Clinton mad at him?
Yeah.
Could
now you're
be.
talking Vince Foster. They were friends, maybe.
Huh.
First
Hillary
Strickland,
Clinton.
now Epstein.
The Clinton body count gets bigger and bigger.
She thought he was a baby, so she was trying to eat him.
Yeah.
Drink his blood.
Yeah, I
Adrenochrome.
think that what was it? The investigator that
Yeah.
said that quote.
Yeah.
I tend to agree with him that you can't really explain.
That was the detective in Las Vegas.
The
yeah.
detective that all those people that killed themselves in Vegas,
Yeah.
you're never really going to find a satisfying
I've been
answer.
down to that area, like on a bachelor party. Me and my friends just purposely got lost and we just started wandering around weird parts of Vegas.
That's such a bad idea.
Yes.
Yes, but
It's so dangerous.
it is very dangerous. But it was actually like 7 or 8 in the morning after like a long bender of gambling and
Well,
stuff.
we've also learned that's dangerous now.
Yeah.
Dante Stallworth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't be walking around. It's
Dwayne
just,
Haskins.
it looks so crazy. It's like another fucking planet. It looks like so bad.
Yeah, it's
Like,
horrific.
In that, yeah, it's just like
You should be sleeping.
I know. I should have been sleeping, but
Or drinking safely inside a casino at 8 a.m.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, playing some blackjack.
We like to go down to Old Vegas and just kind of see all the filth and stuff. Not filth, but I feel bad saying
They
that.
cleaned it up over there. Old Vegas is like nice now.
It's better, but
yeah.
this I'm talking about back in like 2003, 2005.
Okay,
yeah, that was like grimy town, man.
Let me guess. It was Jeffrey Jones's idea to
Yeah.
do that.
I remember
11 times.
I remember one time we saw this cowboy, no shirt on, just drinking a big beer out of like a football glass. And we're like, hey, sir, where'd you get that? We want to get one of those. And the guy goes, shot right out of my ass. I'm like, all right, I don't think this guy wants to tell us where he got the beer.
Okay.
So yeah, we just turned right back around. Taxi, check please. So yeah, that's but David Strickland, I guess he just wanted to go down there, and that's the obviously suicide theory that he was in a bad place, went for a walk after having to deal with Andy Dick for 3 days straight, and just like he was already a bipolar, manic depressive person already, and those 3 days of a coke come down and like a booze hangover, is probably the worst feeling you'll ever feel in your life.
Being mixed with not taking your meds and everything too, or you are, it still doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because it just fucks up your brain
You
chemistry.
could like barely move. You're so depressed. Like everything is just awful.
Yeah.
No theories on the hooker.
No, very little about her.
Yeah.
What happened in that between the hours of like 1 and 3 a.m. is like the real question mark hours.
We have no picture of her, image of her.
No.
Her name was Helga.
Yeah.
She was this German
Yeah.
dominatrix.
Yeah, she wasn't a online influencer or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he just like wanted to spend his last couple hours with not Tiffany Amber Thiessen, but this kind of like Las Vegas sex worker, and it's like weird.
I got Tiffany Amber Thiessen in her prime. Or I can go hang out with Andy Dick and some random hooker
Yeah.
in a flea bag motel.
Yeah, in a cigarette fucking an ashtray hotel somewhere.
What time we leaving, Andy?
Yeah. I've stayed in a hotel that bad before. Like I think a couple of years ago, I went out there just not knowing how bad this hotel was.
Yeah.
But there's like another world of Las Vegas that you just don't see sometimes. Yeah.
Or anywhere with those motels.
Yeah. It
I've
reeked of
stayed at
cigarettes.
one on just, on the road.
Yeah.
And it's so creepy because, it reeks of cigarettes. You can hear the people above you. There's flies buzzing around.
Yeah. Drug dens.
Yeah, you're just like, what am I doing here?
It's a drug den. Yeah. It's like a drug den mixed with like an hourly hotel where you go to hang out with a prostitute for like an hour.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Hourly rates are never good.
No.
That's the quote of this episode.
And whether it's working at McDonald's or looking to have sex.
It's never a good thing. Yeah.
No.
So.
All right, final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
R.I.P. David Strickland.
Yeah, take it too soon. 29 years old.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's young.
That's very young.
Yeah. He was going to be a career sitcom star who make a bunch of money. What the fuck, man?
That's what I was saying. Like, I made that little comment after that tribute.
Yeah.
But it's true. In his later career, he probably was going to actually do something funny or better than Suddenly Susan. It's not like anyone's talking about, when they talk about Kathy Griffin, like, oh, bring up the Suddenly Susan montage.
Yeah.
It's just like a forgotten thing she was doing in the 90s, and she had this whole other career afterwards.
She was decapitating the president.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was good stuff.
Yeah.
David Strickland might have,
he decapitated
George
W. Bush. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you just never know when it comes to, people being suicidal and stuff. We were talking about how he had everything, and that could have been, in his mind that like nothing's ever going to get better than this. So I might as well go now. Because if you're depressed anyway, you're depressed thinking about the future and how shitty that's going to be.
Well, there's also
you're
other
already at the top of your game and you're still not happy.
Yeah, maybe that's it too.
Yeah.
Or he's like, I just want more and more and more, and I got cut out of this movie, and maybe my agent hasn't called me back in 2 days, so my life's over.
Yeah.
Some people think like that. They just like they don't move on to the next day to like wait till they're in a better mind frame.
Yeah. Or Andre Agassi came in swinging a tennis racket.
Yeah. He wanted fucking blood. He staged the hanging.
That was weird, the part about the dent in his forehead.
Yeah.
That was shaped like a tennis racket.
It said Mead on it, MEA, the tennis racket company.
Oh, there you go.
Or Dunlop, or I forget.
I don't know. I'll believe anything you say right now about the name of the tennis brand.
I'm just saying this could have happened. Who knows? He had a house very close.
I know what happened, actually.
Okay.
I think he was just really fucked up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a particularly great week because he thought it was embarrassing to be cut out of the movie or something.
I think
and
that's
he was under pressure. He was supposed to be in court. He wasn't happy about that either.
Yeah.
He probably just felt like a fuck up, and it was a momentary thing.
But
as they always say, a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Yeah.
And that's what it was.
Yeah.
He just did it in the heat of the moment.
Yeah. Christopher on Sopranos would say that there's no temporary solution to a permanent problem.
There you go. And it comes full circle to The Sopranos.
Comes back to the family.
Yeah, the family.
When you're here, your family.
Yeah.
Your family.
Yeah, when you're at the Oasis Motel, your family.
And in Andy Dick's
Only
case,
for the next hour.
Only for the next hour. Then you got to pay up. 105.
And in Andy Dick's case, when you're queer, your family.
Is that what we ended on?
No shit. Now pass me that dime back.
Yeah. Whereas Andy Dick, he has no shame in whatever he does.
No.
He's like, he basks in how fucked up he gets.
And he continued to thrive career-wise after this.
Gets jobs.
You'd think it would be a setback, but
no.
He was in a whole nother sitcom in the 2000s.
Yeah.
I can't even think of the name right now.
It
with
doesn't
Sarah Rue. You know what I'm talking about? She was the star of it. He had a whole nother sitcom.
My only Andy Dick story was when me and my friends, we did improv, and he lived down the street here in Studio City, and he lived next door, and he came in and judged our improv, and gave us a suggestion and sat in with us.
Wow.
And then we're like, we got a show down at IO West. He's like, you want to come? And they named the back theater for him called the Andy Dick Theater because he paid for it. And then after he went,
maybe he just did some infamous things back there.
Well, he did. Okay. And that's why they renamed it the Del Close Theater.
Oh, really?
Because he went completely insane.
Yeah, let's name it after another maniac.
Yeah. Del Close is also crazy. But then that night we drove him down there. He came with us because he can't drive. And he went completely insane.
Yeah.
At the bar. And then I guess he was dating some guy and the guy was supposed to be there. And then we just left him there. I've never seen him since.
Wow.
Yeah.
We would need 6 hours to go over the latter part of his career.
I know. It's
and
crazy.
Life. He's just nonstop in trouble.
Crazy,
And, he was licking people at the roast. He had a show on the Howard Stern Sirius channel called The Shit Show.
And then he shit on Howard Stern.
Yeah,
Howard
then
Stern
he
hated him.
Burned that
He
bridge.
said some weird Jewish stuff about Howard Stern. Yeah.
On the Howard Stern channel.
On the channel. He's like, fuck this Andy. Yeah, Howard
Greg
Stern went
Greg
nuts.
Fitzsimmons show.
He
went on
He did,
ranting about Howard Stern.
Yeah, and then Andy called it. But yeah, we could do hours on this.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's such a crazy, we even had clips we can get to maybe on the postmortem, but
yeah,
he was pulled off of the Jimmy Kimmel show because he was feeling up Ivanka Trump.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know, it's just nonstop with this guy.
Yeah.
And David Strickland, that's just another
Tip of the
thing in his
iceberg.
life.
Yeah.
He's got so many.
That's like that's a half a chapter in his life.
Yeah, exactly.
The sitcom that he was on with Sarah Rue was Less Than Perfect.
Okay.
4 seasons.
And it was less than funny.
But 4 seasons, that's a good chunk of money.
Yeah, he was crushing it. He was just collecting souls and getting more famous. That's all he was doing.
He's like a vampire.
Yeah. Like Shang Tsung.
I see vampires.
I see vampires.
Bring it back to Mystic River.
We are coming totally full circle.
That my vampires in there?
Hey, do you see vampires too?
He definitely made a deal with the devil. How else do you explain it?
Still be alive. Well, he's getting slammed by people in New Orleans. He just got fucking knocked out. Some Uber Eats driver just almost killed him on video the other day.
Oh wow.
I don't know how he keeps going. He must wake up every morning hungover and concussed.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a postmortem next week.
Yeah, we gotta
and
do
Kyle,
it.
it's a fun. Oops, sorry, Mark. I just hit his microphone accidentally. Whoops.
Alejandro's violently just flailing his arms around.
Why don't you just for fun Google the name Andy Dick and let's see what the hell comes up for recent story. Just the first one.
Gun pulled during Andy Dick live stream. Cops make welfare check.
Thank you.
Oh my God, he's nuts.
That's really all you have to do for that guy.
Andy
Just
Dick.
Google him, and the most recent story will be something very sordid and fucked up.
Andy Dick got a visit from cops after his angry roommate pulled a gun while live on the web.
Of course.
Well, he's got a roommate now, so that's either code for boyfriend or he's actually fucking broke, which would be sad.
Probably the latter.
I think it's both.
Both, probably, yeah. Because I think he's like
Broken
he's like a Norm Macdonald type. He gets all these industry money.
Yeah.
And he just burns it.
All right. Well, on that note,
follow us on Instagram.
Yes. And the email has been hot lately.
Yeah.
Can you give them the email, Mark?
Just a reminder, our email is at deathandentertainment@gmail.com. Thank you very much for vindicating me out there.
yeah, Nazi Cola, Orange Fanta.
I know. Don't quiz me on my Nazi Cola, motherfuckers.
And you know what? If you're not interested in Lil Peep, don't listen to the episode then.
Alejandro is fucking miffed here.
Feel free to skip it. You think I care if
The
you
life
skip
of Walter, the life of Walter Miffy over here.
Don't insult Kyle's favorite movie.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's not even the first half. The whole movie.
The whole
I know.
thing.
I can admit when a movie lags in the second half, like downsizing.
Yeah, downside first half. Our Twitter is at DiePod2021. And our YouTube is really
Death and Entertainment.
YouTube's on fire.
On fire these days.
Yeah. A lot of people mad at us. A lot of people loving us. It's okay.
It's like Radio Raheem and Spike Lee's love and then the hate.
There was someone just wrote on YouTube, I stopped listening after 5 minutes. I find nothing funny about the station fire or
Talking about the Adkins guy.
Or the Adkins guy.
There's some Atkins stands out there that's like defending him.
It's like, apparently he was a big Adkins fan.
Yeah, because that's all we got to talk about.
Yeah. And
we didn't even get to the station yet.
And this guy's a real moron because he spelled Adkins wrong.
He did.
With a D instead of a T.
What a fucking...
Adkins' biggest fan over here doesn't even know how to spell.
What a
That's
fool.
right. Take that, fucko. You're on the shit list.
All right, we're just going to go down and start shitting on people. And fuck you, JoJo 2021.
No, but if you're still listening at this point, you're one of the good people.
Yes.
You're one of the ones we love.
Someone's in a straitjacket somewhere, just not in the head. No.
It only took us 30 episodes for Alejandro to say one of the good ones. So.
Oh.
Well, when you turn 30, you know.
You let loose.
You get dirty.
You stop caring.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Next week it is.
Adios.
Adios.
Bye.
You have just heard
A true Hollywood murder mystery.
I have never seen anything like this before.
The movies, Broadway, music, television, all of it.
A place that manufactures
Nightmares.
Okay, everybody, that's a wrap.
Good night. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon.